Hello, everyone, and good evening to each and every one of you all. This is Dr. Sohani Mendonca, and I welcome you to my talk show, Tete at Subi's Spa Meet, in collaboration with Brand New Here. Today, we have indeed with us an amazing guest, an environmentalist, the one and only Sodhi GB Singh ji. Welcome to our talk show, Sodhi GB Singh ji.
Thank you so much for having me here, Dr. Sohani. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure and our honor to have you on my talk show that's Tete at Subi's Spa Meet in collaboration with Brand New Here. Before we start, I'd like to formally introduce Sodhi GB Singh ji to all you wonderful people who've joined us today. Well, as you know, he is the founder of Diamond Technology. But before that, he says he is an environmentalist. So, what
I
is
think we
Diamond
all should
Technology?
be.
Yes,
Yeah, Diamond
absolutely.
Technology. Yeah. So
Yes.
Diamond
So,
Technology, or sorry.
okay. Yeah, I was just so Diamond Technology is basically a comprehensive IT and LOT energy and environment company, the only company in the entire world with a holistic solution to tackle urban air pollution. Isn't that wonderful? Wow, that's awesome. That would be so wonderful because air pollution is so much on the rise by every minute, if I'm not wrong. And if we have a
Correct.
solution for it, nothing like that. In the enormously growing and developing world's industrial and automotive robotic infrastructure, there have been a lot many challenges and threats to environment, creating disbalance to the Earth's mass, thus leading towards global warming. So at Diamond, they team up with scientists at various universities across the globe to develop unique technologies. That's absolutely fantastic and brilliant, GB Singh ji. That's wonderful what you guys are doing. So
Thank
today,
you.
I really want to talk to you. You know, we keep on. There is so much of conversation. There is so much of talk about environment, making the environment
Correct.
better. It is our environment. We have to look after it. But if you just see to it that, when we were discussing also, we said that in the last decade, the number of viruses that have come across, and now, of
Yes.
course,
Yes.
the
COVID.
coronavirus, at heading it all, topping it all. I mean, what are we
Correct. Correct.
heading towards? Can you give us an insight to that? It's very scary though, but we would like to know your viewpoint.
I just would like to use one word, and that is ignorance. We are ignoring the environment every day, and in the name of development, we are actually destructing the whole world.
Right.
We compromising on the name of construction, on the name of facilities that we require for our daily living, that
Right.
we actually have forgot that the first and the foremost thing that we need to live is pure oxygen to breathe.
Correct.
Right? So the kind of pollution we're creating, be it in the name of the industries, the chemical pollution, which is the most exploiting thing to the environment. Then the open kitchens, of course, the bushfire, uh,
Hmm.
use of the charcoal, using the thermal plants, and, you know, uh, seriously just destroying nature. And this is what is creating the problem, and the virus is now being spread out. So what has been happening is we cutting down the jungles to build the cities. Ultimately, originally we are supposed to share the planet with the other human, creatures like animals and the But because we are cutting down the jungles, so they have no place to go. So they are trying to be the part of our daily life. So in the process, when they drinking the polluted water or drinking the or eating something which is not good enough, like our waste,
Mm,
so new viruses are developing. So which is spreading because of the bees and because we also consuming animals. So yeah, so these are the main reasons.
true, true. So much of destruction, and because of these destructive activities, I think our environment is the one which is getting most affected by it, and hence
That,
human life is getting affected by it. But
yeah,
it's sad but true. But uh, hardly anybody really wants to make a difference,
correct.
and really want to make a change. So
Yes.
what is it, as per you, because you are an environmentalist and you can tell us that how is it that, we can, in our day to day lives, in our normal day to day lives, how can we make a change, and how can we
Just
help better the environment, just by little things. I'm not asking for, like, for people to make a huge change, but just by little things that they do in their day-to-day lives, their day-to-day activities. So
correct.
can you
Correct.
please tell us about
Yeah.
that?
First and the first and the foremost thing is let's segregate the home waste and do not just throw it out anywhere.
Right,
Let's
right,
let's separate the waste and try to recycle that waste ourselves rather than sending that waste to the dump yards.
right.
There are technologies available that you can actually dry up that waste. Even can use it for the plantation or nowadays you can convert the waste into the RDF, which is then used instead of charcoal for the thermal plants or the cement plants. So if these you know, land waste,
Hmm.
which is just building up like the mountains, huge mountains around every city, if this is
Hmm.
gone, so I think quite a bigger problem will be taken care of. One.
Taken care
Number
of.
two, if you're building a new house or any property, make
Hmm.
sure that it is nicely covered so that no dust is escaping through. So if there is no
Correct.
dust on the road, and the vehicles are moving and the particles are just getting lighter and lighter and then they can fly from one place to the other. So these kind of small measures is what we need to take care of.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was indeed very, very insightful. You were just talking about vehicles and all. This is where I really want to ask you. We keep on talking about, pollution, 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 So exactly
Right,
what
right,
is it that
right.
we are lacking at, Uh, you know, if you ever hear the government speak about it, they're only talking about, the pollution which is caused by cars, the pollution that is caused by vehicles, the traffic, the noise
Yes.
pollution, sound pollution. But is that all? Is that the only major cause of pollution that we are facing?
Unfortunately, that is the smallest cause. The only reason government is focusing on the transport is because they can actually penalize them. The question is how you're going to monitor who is creating the pollution and how you're going to charge them the penalties. So
Right,
unfortunately, it's only and only transportation they can keep a check on. But
right.
as per WHO readings, the 70% of the pollution is a transboundary pollution which travels from one city to the other city. So
Okay.
the remaining 30% includes the industry pollution, the construction pollution, the bad roads, and reducing down, transport contributes not more than 12% to the pollution.
Mhm.
So even if you cut down all the diesel vehicles, remove all the petrol vehicles, introduce all the
Right.
electric cars, you will not
Mm.
be able to do anything more than 25% of the actual problem. And
Right.
here, when we're talking about the actual problem, it's not 100%, it's only 12%. So out
Oh,
of 12%, if you're reducing it 25%, is 3%. So
right.
97% of the pollution problem is ignored by the government, and they're only focusing on the transport because they can charge you penalties on the
Right.
name of vehicular pollution. So that
Yeah.
is the only reason. Otherwise, there are other major areas which is need to be taken care of. But now the
Mm.
question arises: who is going to pay for it?
Yes, absolutely.
That
That's what
that is the
I was
only
going to ask you.
exactly. That is the only thing because people won't pay for it because people say we pay the taxes, so it's a
Right.
government's responsibility. When you ask the government says people are paying the taxes for the development of the new infrastructure and not for all these problems. So
Right.
ultimately, it's a war between people and the public, and it's people, it's the public who is actually at the loss.
That's absolutely sad state of affairs, but very, very true. And
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
yes, yes, absolutely. So this brings me to ask you, where diamond technology is concerned. You all are doing such a wonderful project that you have come up with. And you've already tested it, if I'm
Yes,
not
yes,
mistaken. The testing's
yes.
done, and so tell us that what is the delay in putting it into practice, and what is the future plan, of it? If you could tell us more about it,
Okay.
please.
We started working on this project in year 2014, and ever since the research was going on.
Right,
So finally, 2017, when we were ready with the technology, we thought of India because number one, India being our own country, one.
right,
And
right,
unfortunately, India being the most polluted in the world, in
right.
the list of top 100 in the world, 28 cities are from India. So we thought, why not we test the technology here in India, and let's start with India, and then we move on to the other places. So 2017, I actually came down to India as we were looking for a place, and we started talking to the governments to give us one place where we can put the pilot project and show the technology if the technology works.
Right.
It took me 1 year to get the place, and that too, again, the government never supported us.
Okay.
Finally, I had to go to Delhi Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, and they offered me a place in the car parking lot of Gurdwara, which is right opposite of the Parliament House, which was the most ideal place for us to present something because it's a country's parliament house, right? So 2018, we finally put the pilot project that we ran for 6 months, and
Okay.
this pilot project was then tested by National Physical Laboratory of India. Aggressive
Right.
testing was done for good 72 hours, and then they declared the result independently that this technology is 93% efficient to tackle out air pollution and
Wow.
99% efficient to tackle indoor air pollution. So
Right.
then we thought now it's publicly announced by the independent, one of the biggest organization of the world. So it will
Hmm.
be easy for us to deploy the technology.
Right.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, what happened? Government did see the technology. They did speak to us, but one
Hmm.
or the other excuse. The first excuse was we cannot get into the tender system because there are no other companies who can participate in the tender system because, as you know, you need three companies, minimum three companies to be the part of the tender system. So that
Correct.
was not
Correct.
possible. Then they came up with another excuse, which was, "Oh, this technology is being developed in Europe, and this is not made
Hmm.
in India. You start producing the technology here, then we'll talk." Right? So these kind of excuses kept on happening. And finally, last year, I decided to start the project here in India and make in India. So uh, because of this COVID, things got delayed. Otherwise, I was supposed to start the factory back in March. Uh,
Hmm.
but now, when things are opening up, I'm looking at starting the manufacturing of the technology here in the first quarter of 2021. And we are putting up
Hmm.
a factory in Ahmedabad. And
Hmm.
this is how we're going to proceed. So in the first phase, we will develop 5 units. And these five
Okay.
units will be deployed in 5 different cities of the country, which is Delhi,
Hmm.
Bombay, Chandigarh,
Hmm.
Amritsar, and Ahmedabad. So then we will invite
Okay.
National Physical Laboratory again. Then we will invite National Physical Laboratory again to retest the technology and give the results to the public domain. In the process, we are
Right.
also now talking to the state governments and the central governments to allocate the budgets for the keeping the COVID in mind, because
Hmm.
air pollution definitely is a big reason. So yeah, so we have
Yeah.
a solution. Why not? So we are telling them to allocate some budgets for the technology, so we can actually deploy the technology that should help the problem,
Correct.
and people should not face the problem.
Correct. Correct. That will be, I think, amazing. We're really, really looking forward to it, GB Singh ji, because I think this is really the need of the. Normally, we say need of the hour. I'm so going to say need of the minute, because
Need of a
we
second,
always
need of a second.
absolutely there. Second, you said it.
I,
Because if
I,
you
I,
see,
I normally say we can live without water for a week or so. We can live
right,
without food for 45 days to 50 days, but we
right,
cannot live without breathing for more than 3 minutes.
absolutely, absolutely. So very required, because we
Exactly.
always talk about what's going to happen about the future generation, which is quite scary, for them.
not
Today you
not not
have
even the not even the future generation, the today's generation. Look at the kind of diseases you talk about: diarrhea to cancer, tumor. Air
Mhm.
pollution is the biggest reason for all the diseases, and this has been proved by UNESCO. From
Right,
diarrhea to tumor, it's all air pollution. In fact, I'm not
solid.
sure if you're aware of this. Few years back, there was one young girl who died in London because of asthma. Her mother filed a case in the UK courts that
Hmm.
she never died of asthma. It's because of the air pollution. She has won the case. So UK government has made it mandatory to put air pollution as a reason of on the death certificate if someone is dying because of the breathing problem.
Ah,
So this
okay.
is already happening now.
And
So
this happened just a year ago, is it, GB
this,
Singh ji?
this happened, yeah, this happened about a couple of years back,
Okay.
2017 actually,
Right,
2017.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, yeah,
yeah, so not the future problem. It's a today's generation. We also have the
yes,
same problem.
yes. Same, I totally agree with what you say. I mean, as we said, it's the need of the second. I said minute
Correct.
and you said second. So, of course,
Yes.
we all require it, because with every child that is born, especially in Delhi,
Yes.
the pollution levels out there was so high.
I I again would like to correct you here. Delhi is not number one in India. Delhi is number four.
Okay,
I have the list here in my hand.
right,
If you see, Delhi
right,
is number four.
right, right.
The first city, uh, actually, the Faridabad, which is Haryana,
Hmm. Right.
uh, Ghaziabad, which is UP, then is
Hmm.
Noida, then is
Hmm.
Gurgaon, and then
Hmm.
comes Delhi. After
Right.
Delhi is Allahabad, Kanpur, Patna,
Hmm.
Varanasi, Raipur, Ludhiana, Amritsar, Agra, Mumbai, Gwalior, Bangalore, Meerut, Jalandhar, Lucknow, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Guwahati, Chennai, Vijayawada, Pune, Kochi, and Ahmedabad. So 28 cities out of the top 100 in the world are from India, and I
Yeah.
think that's a red card for us.
Totally, totally. Like, red alert, but
Exactly.
nothing is happening about it at all. It's just
Yes.
all talk. Because that's what, when I started off, our conversation, I said that there's so much of talk happening, so much of conversation happening, so much we hear about it, but nothing is actually taking place. Means there's nobody doing anything constructive about it. And when we have you with the amazing plan out there, which is a fantastic project that you're doing. So uh, we're really, really looking forward for it to be putting it into practice as soon as possible. Uh,
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, everything crossed. Where that matters. Well, we've spoken so much about what you do, your work, and everything and all. But now I'm going to ask you something a little different. You had the 39th, the 19th generation of the fourth Sikh Guru, Guru Ramdas ji in the, the holy city of Amritsar, Punjab. You were the 19th generation of that. So, I mean, that's an amazing family legacy to, come from. So tell us something more about that,
Yeah,
please. And
yeah.
you're
Because
also
of this
a social
legacy,
and a yeah, and you're also social and political activist, and you've been doing a whole lot of work. I mean, I see you always as a speaker. You've always spoken a whole lot of amazing stuff. That is most required. So tell us more about that too.
yeah, because of this legacy only, I actually became an environmentalist because the fourth Guru himself, there's a phrase in Guru Granth Sahib which says, Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Tat Mahat, which means air is the God, and all the natural resources is the most important thing, as good as our parents. So we need to take care of them. So
Correct.
yeah, so this is how it all started, and uh, well, just trying to do the good work. That's all I should say.
So tell us about you being a social and political activist, and
Not
tell us a little more
political.
about
Yeah,
social
not
activist. Sorry.
yeah, not
Yeah.
political. I
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
not-for-profit organization where we are trying to work for humanity.
Right. Very good.
Uh, right, we have about 800 students starting free of cost today. We don't believe into charity, so we're not asking for any donation from anybody. So what we do is we invite people to come on the board, and they take the project over, and we
Right.
tell them to monitor the project on, and don't pay money to anybody.
Mm.
So this is how we work, and then we support people with the healthcare system if somebody needs help with any kind of medical. So we try to help them out.
Right.
So these kind of small activities.
So this is what you do through your organization, Unisol. Is it Singh
Yes,
ji?
yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that is right. That is right.
a not-for-profit organization, and you have been
Not for profit.
uh, working towards reconnecting humanity out there.
Correct.
So
Correct.
so any further projects based on your organization
Environment.
through your organization?
As
That's
this, yeah, as this, I think environment is the biggest project anyway.
it.
So
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
focusing entirely
Actually,
on this.
yeah, actually, what you say is absolutely right. It is the largest project ever that's looking after our environment, and especially where our country is concerned, the kind of population that we have, it is completely huge. It is absolutely huge. And uh, what happened, I always say this, correct me if I'm wrong, but the civic sense in our country, we really lack it, that. And there are a whole lot of things that because due to it, uh, we are facing a lot of issues because of that. So yes, environment is one of the biggest issues ever, and everybody is trying to really uh, wanting to do something good for it, something better for it. But as I said, it's most of the time conversations and talks, and we have all our hopes with GB Singh ji because he's got this amazing project in hand, and we are looking forward for it to start off as soon as possible.
I hope we together can create the make the difference, and
Absolutely. In fact,
it, it has to
uh,
it has to be a collective effort. One person cannot do anything.
yes, totally, totally agree. In fact, this is what I want to tell the viewers. I hope all of you all who are present here have uh, heard GB Singh ji, Sodhi GB Singh ji clearly that what all is required for us as individuals that we can do for the environment, and what a wonderful project he has for air pollution, for urban air pollution. And if we get
I
together, nothing can
I
stop it. Yes,
I would like to add one more thing. If not
yes,
much, we all on social media, at least let's start demanding from the government, from
yes.
social media, the government should, rather than focusing on Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, we should focus on environment. Let's use social media as a platform to create the buzz.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is where I'm going to say just about uh, last week is a couple of days ago we started I started a project through my foundation and in collaboration with Brand New Year. Kindness exists. And when we talk about kindness, it's not only doing a good deed, it's about kindness holistically. So, this is what we were absolutely saying that are you kind to your environment? That environment
Correct.
that is looking after you, are you kind to it? So,
Hmm.
GB Singh ji, it will be great to have you on board, and let's
Thank you.
uh,
Thank you so much.
let's get environment also to which is very much a part of this entire project. And
Right.
we would definitely we are on social media, all of us are present on social media, and a very strong message can be if each of us take that on,
Exactly.
with our country,
Exactly.
yeah, with the kind of population that we have, I'm sure we can all get together, and if we are together in it, we are definitely going to win it. So that is definitely
Absolutely.
going to
Absolutely.
happen. So,
Right.
people, we've all heard Sodhi TB Singh ji here, out here with us, who's an environmentalist, and he is also the founder of Diamond Technology. So let's support him. Let us all get together, work together towards it, because it's our environment and we have to look after it together. As I said, this is the month of November and it's my birthday month. And
Oh,
hence we started this project that kindness exists. So, are we being kind to our environment? That's the question each of us need to ask ourselves, right? And
true.
if you all have any more further details that you all want to know about the Kindness Project, do connect with me. I'm present on every social media handle: Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, and Twitter by my name, Dr. Sohani Mendonça. And so, DGB Singh ji, our guest for today, is also present on every social media handle. Do message him if anything, any queries, anything that you have regarding the environment. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to chat with you on it and to answer all your queries. That's right, Sodhi J. Singh
Absolutely.
ji. I'm sure
Absolutely.
they
Absolutely.
yes,
Anytime. Anytime.
yeah, yeah. So, coming towards the end of our show, as I always say, thank you once again. We have had a whole lot of people join us. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting Tete at Suvi's Power Meet, and in collaboration with Brand New here. And you all have always been there for my talk show. So we really, really thank you. Uh, we'd also like to say that please stay safe and be positive. That's the mantra. Be positive. That's right. And to all you wonderful people out there, if there is something worrying you, something troubling you, please don't keep it within yourself, bottled up within yourself. Please go out and see that you have a friend who you can trust, who you can talk to, your family member or your inner circle, but do discuss it with them. Because by keeping it within you, you're only going to spoil your health. If you'll discuss it, you'll talk about it, you may probably help somebody else, because the problem you're facing, somebody else may be facing the same issue. So do that for yourself and do that to help others too. So, on that note, I'd like to say bye bye to everybody. Thank you once again, Sodhi TV Singh ji, for coming on our show, Tete Tete at Suvi's Power Meet in
Thank you for
collaboration
having me
with
here.
Brand.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And bye bye, everyone. Thank you, lovely viewers who's always there with us. And bye bye, and have a great evening ahead, a great week ahead, and God bless. Bye bye, and thank you.
thank you.